Hello, everybody. Welcome to a brand new experiment. We are looking for this year's most flawless Eurovision song. This is the Uncommon Frameworks Bank Holiday Battle Royale, where we're taking 41 songs and discarding the 40 with flaws, leaving only one winner. I'm Ellie, and I'm joined by Josie.
Hello.
Elaine.
Hi there.
Anne.
Hello.
And Lena.
Hello.
Hey. We'll do Twitter handles at the end, I guess.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Okay, right. I've gone into high energy podcast voice, so that means we must be doing a podcast. So the format is we are going to take a look through all of the 41 songs, starting at the back end of semi-final 2. And once we register that the song has a fatal flaw that means it cannot win, we discard it. If a song manages to pass first muster, we keep it aside for round 2. Let's start then with Azerbaijan and Truth by Chingiz. Can anybody find a flaw?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, Lena, tell me about the flaw. That was you, Lena, right?
Oh, no, sorry, it wasn't.
Oh, sorry. Anne, tell me about the flaw.
Two Americans on the podcast.
2 Americans?
No, it's tricky.
Five women, 2 Americans.
I thought I was going to be the only one. I can't believe it.
How will they distinguish our piping voices?
So anyway, the problem with Chingiz's Truth is the acoustic version of Truth, which once seen cannot be unseen. It's a horror film of Chingiz trying to play as many instruments as possible and bat his long eyelashes at the camera, and that's an automatic disqualification. We don't need any more sad man ballads in this contest.
Okay. Chingiz, you're out. Next. North Macedonia, new name, new staging, new approach to everything. It's Tamara Todoveska and Proud. Can anybody detect a single flaw?
Yes.
Elaine.
This is an anthem with a big theme that's kind of incredibly vague about the theme. It's all yes, let's just be proud and let's just leave it there, as if no one's ever thought of doing that before. Oh, well, if we just felt proud, then that's it. That's sexism solved. Thank you, Skopje. You've sorted everything.
It's a 3-minute summary of Lean In.
Basically, it's just so watered down. It's like homeopathic feminism. And when you've only got 3 minutes, you need to make the 3 minutes count. So this is just watery nothingness.
Does anybody want to counterflaw for North Macedonia?
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
Okay, right. Goodbye, North Macedonia. See you later. The Netherlands. It's Duncan Lawrence. It's one of the sad boys. It's Arcade. Can anybody detect a flaw?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. That was you, Josie, right?
Yes.
Okay, tell me the flaw.
So, to me, this sounds... It sort of tries too hard to be sincere, but it doesn't really get there. I mean, there is a lot of hype. A lot of people seem to feel the emotion. It's more of a personal thing. It just doesn't do anything for me. And also, it sounds too much like an advert song, if you know what I mean. It sounds like it would be on an advert for like a television channel or something. It just seems too there.
Welcome to our autumn drama system, drama slate.
Yeah, it's just a background song more than anything for me.
But yet there's so much love. I feel that this one might warrant further analysis. Does anybody want to counterflaw?
I'll counterflaw.
Okay.
If we're talking about songs that sound like adverts, we've got a really good one coming up later.
Yeah, this is not the most adverty song. I am going to put this one to the side
Oh, I have another objection, however.
Anne.
I think the thing that bothers me most about this song is that Duncan Lawrence is essentially doing a fridge Eurovision song. He's singing a song about an unnamed girl who died. We don't know who she was. We don't know anything about her, only that she died, and that spurred the emotional growth needed to write this song, which really bothers me because essentially it's like, oh, she died, but I might win Eurovision, which may be a very harsh way to present it, but I'm kind of sad that we don't know anything about this woman who inspired what many people are tipping as the song to win Eurovision.
The only thing that should be in the fridge at Eurovision is your bag of cans. All right, Duncan, it was emotional, but it's over. Goodbye. Now it's Albania. Unida Maliki with, oh my God, somebody say this for me.
Teutokas.
Keutokas, okay, right.
Bravo.
Keutokas. I was making the politically controversial eagle sign then. Right, can anybody find a flaw in this? I'm saying no. I'm saying, like, there is nothing immediately that comes to mind that would make me skip it, would make me pull a face when it was on. So, Albania, through to round 2.
I definitely have skipped it when listening through my playlist, so not out of malice, just sort of out of, I just can't emotionally do this right now.
Yeah, you've got to be in the right place for it, I think. Absolutely. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just, would the sort of slight nationalistic aspect of it be a flaw, in a sense? But I guess that's very context dependent on the fact that it's Albania rather than anywhere else, really.
Right, let's dig into the nationalistic aspect more, because I haven't studied the translated lyrics, and obviously machine translations lose a lot of nuance. What's it about?
It's about the Albanian, dysphoria after the Civil War? A lot of children running through fire?
Yeah.
But what is it saying about the diaspora?
It's just saying for them to come home, isn't it? It's saying that, do not forget your roots, in essence.
Do you have to go home to remember your roots? I suppose...
It's saying return to your land in the translation that I'm looking at.
Yeah, same. Return to your land, oh man that held hostage the heart. Oh, that sounds like English. Return to your land, you know that there is a heart waiting for you. One day you live, the next you die. How much nostalgia, how little hope, alone, no identity.
Wow. Do you know what this reminds me of? You know Lume, the band who were absolutely robbed in the Moldovan selection?
Yeah.
As well as their entertaining song about wine, they'd also done a very similar sort of quasi-nationalistic song asking Moldovans working abroad to come home.
Oh.
And that did make me pull a face, but I think it's because I understood it more.
Well, we've had this before at Eurovision, of course, with Romania in 2015. De la Capet, a song all about Romanians who have gone to work abroad and about not forgetting the people left behind. It was framed very much in the sense of a family with the father having gone abroad, but it's still running with the same theme. The question is, I suppose, is this kind of theme as much of a problem coming from these nations in the Balkans as it would be coming from a more Western country?
Yeah. I mean, the politics of diasporas and migration are something that I don't think we can avoid singing about in Europe.
No. I mean, there's 1944, isn't there? That's a similar-ish thing, though, with a more, we were taken away rather than we went somewhere.
Yeah. I think there's enough in Albania to put it through to the second round.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Okay.
Me too.
All good? And changing tone completely, we have Norway with Kaino and Spirit in the Sky.
Oh.
Right, dramatic shift. Can anybody find any flaws in this and that aren't Tom Hugo's wig?
Oh.
Can you read my mind, Ellie?
Oh, dejected.
I think we may be seeing a Serhat 2016 style campaign to get the wig on the stage.
Disco wig.
It is a very, very disco wig. Does anybody have a flaw for Norway?
Flawless work of art.
Yeah, like it lifts everybody's hearts. It's beautiful. It's ridiculous. It reminds me of myself.
It's just a nice bit of fun that we need this year.
It is
really.
it's the only thing propping up the second half of Semi 2.
Yeah.
So,
The only potential flaw I can think of is that Kaino have basically not stopped performing this song since Melody Grand Prix. They perform
True.
it at every pre-party more than once. They perform it with the people waiting outside the pre-party, in parks, at the births. They probably perform it on the flight. They probably perform it while they sing. So by the time they actually get on stage, they might have no voices left. They might have completely burned through all their energy reserves, and they'll just be lying there.
maybe there will be no more Red Bull left in Europe for Fred. That's a terrifying thought.
My counterpoint to that is Tom Hugo has untapped reserves of smiliness that seem to just kind of pop on when people are around him. So I might argue that his sheer likability will carry them through.
It's through to round 2. It's given us enough to think about. We've not instantly dismissed it. Speaking of, right, on to Russia. We've got the return of Sergei Lazarev, not Serhat Lazarev, with Scream. Oh dear, when your social media manager is having a nightmare. Right, so Sergei, Scream. I don't think I can find any flaws with it other than the complete lack of soul.
Yeah. It's too mechanical in a sense that, yeah, there is no soul, there's no real... It's just fabricated. That's all it is, it's just fabricated for this contest. Nothing more, nothing less, really.
Yeah, I would say my flaw with it is just it's not as good as You're the Only One. So I'm just sad about that constantly.
Yeah.
I feel
I'm going to
like
go on a
it's-
slightly...
Oh,
sorry.
Anne first and then Elaine.
I feel like it's still an unknown quantity because we have the music video, the studio version, and then nothing else. We know that Russia can pull out amazing staging, but right now it's just kind of like, meh, it's there.
Yeah.
Elaine.
Okay, I'm slightly different tack with this one. My potential issue with it is that this is a song that's going to be performed at Eurovision. This is not a song that's going to be performed just off Broadway, because this is a song from a musical. This is not a musical song that's found at Eurovision. This is a musical song. This is the kind of song you get in the second half of a musical, when things are really dark and it's all about we must unite, and if we go together then we can all have that happy ending, so people don't go home feeling sad and they get their friends to come along and also pay for extremely expensive theatre tickets.
So this is like Sergei Lazarev's Baba Yaga the musical.
Love it, love it.
I would go
Like
to
the
see
thing this
that.
reminds me of is this reminds me of No Good Deed Goes Unpunished from Wicked. It's a
I was
very
just
similar kind of
gonna say-
kind of tonal.
Back half of Wicked is exactly what it is.
I am expecting it to look big on stage, but I think that in recent years, looking big on stage isn't necessarily what makes you win anymore.
No.
Have we found Scream to be flawed?
Well, the problem with it is it's so well written. It's objectively not flawed, but in the context of Eurovision and it trying to be a winning song, it is flawed. So I'd say yeah.
It's in the uncanny valley. Okay, right. And this reverse semi-2 order is actually hilarious because we're following Sergei Lazarev up with Lithuania's incredibly handsome Urius with Run with the Lions.
So tall, so handsome.
Oh, he's a sweetie.
This one, it's so tough. It's so tough because he is a cinnamon roll, but the song goes nowhere. I love him, but it's just a dud of a song.
Yeah. Anybody else on poor Urius?
Am I remembering correctly? Did someone at a party say they weren't changing the staging from the final? Like it's just going to be the same?
Oh Jesus! No, when I spoke to him, I only managed to get him to show me his wolf tattoo. So, so I didn't get any staging hints at all. But yeah, good grief! They thought that was fine as it was.
I hope I'm misremembering that.
Oh, good grief! Right, well, Urius, you can come back any time, but that's probably it for this year. Flaw written down. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I feel like he's going to have to crack out Get Frightened at Euroclub. Surely.
He has to.
Surely. Right. At breakneck speed, because we're up to the half-hour mark and we've not even got halfway through semi-final 2 yet, Malta, Michaela, Chameleon. Can we detect a flaw?
I do not want to say yes, but I am going to anyway, which crushes me because Malta really hits the best position on your graph, Ellie.
The famous graph of hot versus cheap versus ethical.
And the problem is that they've interpreted the drop to mean drop the song. You're expecting some kind of really big drop, and all you get is basically the song just pulling back and a kind of muttered "Come a chameleon," which feels like someone desperately trying to remember Boy George's greatest hits.
It stops dead. It stops dead, doesn't it? Which is a shame.
The bridge is gorgeous.
Yes. I am actually glad that it wasn't the other symphonic song that we thought it might be, because that other symphonic song was very much If Love Was a Crime Part 2 and would have sounded really dated. Whereas they've come up with something current but at sort of a 70% skill level.
Yep.
Anybody else want to weigh in on Malta?
I love it so much, but the lyrics in the second half sound like they were done with a bit of Mad Libs, like I'm a noun, so there's a verb, where she's like, I'm a river, there's a swimmer, like all that stuff in there.
I've got soul, but I'm a soldier.
Yeah. But it's just the laziest writing ever, even though I love the song.
Like a lot of songs, stick it in Maltese and nobody would notice.
When was our last Maltese song?
Oh.
The 70s.
Yeah. Have more confidence in your language, Malta.
I know.
Right, so Chameleon has been found to be flawed because of the chorus. Agreed?
Fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, now we trudge wearily onwards to Croatia with Rocco and The Dream.
Oh, God.
Flaw. Hold on. Flaws detected. Anne.
Well, I think that was Lena's.
Oh, sorry, Lena.
Oh, it was. I mean, just like you just said, if this could have just maybe been in Croatian, it would be less a chore to listen to, but boy, geez, it's just like a slog.
My problem with it is that when I try to call it up on Brain Radio, all I get is Kobe's song where he repeatedly insists that he is someone. So if it's been entirely overwritten by another song that is also not very good and only memorable for a funny bit, then sorry Croatia, sorry lads.
I think it also suffers from something we're seeing this year, which is the curse of the return. This is written by Jacques Houdek, and Jacques Houdek came to Eurovision with one of the Eurovisioniest songs ever. And for him to come back writing just a standard ballad where the whole shtick is that the guy wears angel wings, it's not quite out there enough to forgive the Broadway-edness of the ballad, if that's a term that I'm just making up now.
You gotta have a gimmick. And Jacques had I've Got Three Voices, whereas Rocco has costume wings.
And besides, Husseinov did it better.
Yeah.
I'd just like to draw attention to Rocco's voice, because Rocco's voice is very, very strong. He's a very good singer. Why am I bringing that up? Because it's the only thing that isn't flawed.
Yeah.
Okay, so Croatia falls at round 1. On to Austria. Panda, Limits. In the right situation, this is absolutely flawless for what it is, but sadly, it's found itself in a continent-wide songwriting competition, and oh dear.
How has Panda managed to take her second album, Evolution 2, which is full of big electropop bangers, complex, gorgeous, like an Austrian churches, and managed to pick the slightly slow one that comes right before the final track, the one that you play just when you're walking on stage at the beginning of your concert? This is the absolute worst song she could have picked for Eurovision, and it's a tactical error akin to beginning a chess match by pouring gasoline on the board and lighting a match.
My theory with this is that she didn't pick the song. My theory is that Austria saw how close they came to winning last year with Caesar Sampson, got scared because they're still paying off hosting it after Conchita, and said, we better send something that has credibility but won't win.
Yeah, those are the limits.
Yeah, oh God, their delegation-wide brown trousers moment. That is why Panda is here, and that is why she's got this song. They never want to have that heart attack again. So it's flawed because it's in the wrong competition.
Totally.
When the second edition of Euronoise occurs next year, and it's all for ambient artists, and we watch the show from giant beanbags, then this will be the right song for that competition.
Please make this happen.
Right. Okay. Can we find the flaws in Sweden? John Lundvik, Too Late for Love. No.
Yeah.
Oh, go on.
It's like Russia in the sense that it is technically, maybe more objectively than subjectively, a not flawed song. It's a very Swedish song, but to me, this might just be because I grew up in a more sort of atheist environment. It's very preachy, which I find, not in the sense that it's trying to say something, but more, it's so gospel, and that's just not it's just not something I'm particularly used to. It's not something that particularly excites me, and I'm sure I can see that it excites many people, but I don't know, it just seems very off-putting to me that it's quite gospelly.
My formative experience of things that were gospelly was Madonna's Like a Prayer.
Which is coming back around.
Yeah.
See you in Tel Aviv, Madonna. So I should we put this one down as another resident of the uncanny valley then?
Yeah.
I mean, I would say the gospel element actually saves it for me, because otherwise it's just sort of like he kind of, did himself in a little bit because he wrote the UK song, and I just will always put them together in my mind. It's like, well, we only need one of these, and UK's going to be in the final no matter what.
We really do only need one of these. John's gospel-y bits are better than the UK's gospel-y bits, I would say.
Yep.
Yeah. But also the UK's a better song overall.
But John Lundvik's a better pop star.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Visually, I appreciate him more.
You know Pokemon, you know how they release every new Pokemon game in 2 versions and both are slightly incomplete and you have to swap between them. I feel that's Sweden and the UK this year. There is a easy Eurovision winner in there between the two, but they've dished out the parts too. And so John Lundvik and Michael Rice are going to have to sit there backstage, both with their Game Boys and a link cable, and swap their Growlithe for Vulpix.
That's going to be my favorite comparison of this entire thing, I'm sure.
And Mahmood can just be there like, yeah, I already caught them all.
Oh, Lord Rayquaza.
So is Too Late for Love flawed or not?
I mean, despite what I just said, it isn't. But
I'm putting it through to round 2. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm calling spreadsheet privilege.
Okay.
Okay, brace yourselves, guys. It's Denmark. It's Leonora. It's Love is Forever.
Oh my God.
Such howls of anguish. What's wrong with it?
It's like a manic pixie dream girl robot gone sentient. It's awful. It's so twee. It's so manufactured. And she looks like... No, I'm not going to make the comparison with Cabaret. I don't want to... Anyway, yeah, it's not... It's just so obviously pulling at our heartstrings, and I don't like how manufactured it is.
What does a giant chair have to do with it anyway?
Why are they rebuilding the chair? I feel like I'm losing my mind.
Someone told Leonora to take a seat and she took it way too literally.
maybe it's supposed to be a metaphor for how little the importance of everything is in a big world. I don't know.
I think it's seeing Leonora in her dungarees with her fellow super smiley happy, they look like mimes, so I'm going to call them mimes, just sitting there bouncing from side to the side to this piece of carefully manufactured viral evil. It's just evil. It gets into your brain and it just sits there and it pushes everything out, and you're thinking, okay, I need to diffuse this bomb, what's the number I need? And your head's just going, love is forever, love is forever. It's just, no, burn it with fire. It's the thing.
So just checking, everybody's already had the contact with the Danish delegation that they need for this year, right? We've already got the interviews? Because I think we're done. Bye, Denmark.
Literally, I do, actually, yes.
Yeah, okay. just nothing redeemable about that for me at all.
Its flaw is written down as evil. Romania. Sorry?
It's strange because that's how you write a song for Norway last year. It pales in comparison with this. This is so much more unbearable in a sense.
That's how you write a song came up in my shuffle last year, and I went, I can't believe I ever thought at any point that this might accidentally win Eurovision. Good God.
I think the difference, though, between That's How You Write a Song and Love is Forever is that it's got Rybak. And he's, as much as he's a try-hard, he also has charisma, whereas Leonora has dead shark eyes.
Yeah.
And can't pull off the song. Like, I don't believe that she thinks Love is Forever. I believe that she thinks that saying Love is Forever is what will get her points. And she's just pandering to us with that message, whereas Rybak is just a delight, a cheesy, guilty pleasure delight but a delight nonetheless. Like, I find myself looking up reback videos on YouTube and laughing at them and then going, oh my god, I actually like this.
My thinking that Alexander could win Eurovision lasted exactly 1 month from the moment I touched him. Contact
pixie dust.
Contact charisma. Yeah, also Leonora says don't get too political, which I don't think this is a sweary podcast, but she can get to absolute.
Romania,
yes. Anyway, Esther Peony on a Sunday. You have to notice something's there for there to be a flaw in it, right?
It's a very middling song. It's not really here or there. It's uncanny valley, basically.
So I like listening to a lot of the year's Eurovision songs in nightcore versions, just because it makes everything a little bit more punchy, and so it's better when you're doing the dishes or whatever. And listening to the nightcore version of On a Sunday, I actually found myself really quite enjoying it, and I thought, maybe Romania's a grower on me this year. And then I went back and listened to the original, and no, it wasn't. And the difference is, it's that slight kick of speed that gives it the energy to make it alive.
Are you
Because
saying
this version is just so slow? It's got attitude, not much else.
so? I'm going to put the flaw down as needs a banging donk on it.
Something.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I was just going to say it reminds me of Southern rock like Black Velvet, and it makes me just want to listen to Black Velvet instead.
The thing which I find interesting about this song is that it was apparently written by the guitarist on the song, who's her current partner. And I was like, wait, are you singing a song about your partner's ex? Which, I don't know, it just seems a little weird.
Yeah.
He's definitely stealing her glow a little bit whenever they're on a red carpet, and I feel like he just sort of comes out from behind her, and it's like, you don't really need to be here, do you?
Singers only. Anyway, we continue our voyage through the valley of the shadow of Meh with Latvia and Carousel and That Night.
Oh, man.
The most exciting thing I saw them do was the two of Carousel who are together. I saw them snogging on the dance floor like teenagers at London Eurovision party.
Whoa.
Like,
I have such a soft spot for this song, even though it is so incredibly flawed, because it's 1 minute of a good idea and then just sort of trails off.
I wouldn't say that. I'd say it's about 30 seconds of a good idea, and then it just repeats it. It's the same problem that Benjamin Ingrosso had last year. And if, we wanted to have a world vision where so many countries that we needed to only have 30-second songs, then Latvia this year would be in with a shout. We don't. It doesn't.
not enough song, too much time is going down in the spreadsheet. And goodbye, Latvia. Now it's Switzerland. Luca Henney, She Got Me. I think the flaw...
She don't got me at all.
The flaw is that they did not have the cojones to call it Dirty Dancing.
Exactly.
I guess someone put Henny in the corner.
And he didn't have, in Amsterdam, he didn't have the courage of his convictions to keep dancing even when nobody was doing the mandated dance moves along with him. So yeah, I think that Switzerland lacks the courage of its convictions.
Yeah, it's
Also-
It just feels like it was supposed to go somewhere else instead of Switzerland, and it ended up going to Switzerland. Or like Switzerland just somehow got the first pick.
Well,
That was a lot.
Switzerland had a lot of songwriting camp songs. I mean, Laurel Barker's on the songwriting credits for this one, as she also is. She's got 3 songs in it this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it could be a banger, but it's really just if he can actually dance and sing the whole way through live, then I think people will vote for it. But that's a visual defense of The song doesn't have it on its own merits.
Yes, maybe he will turn up to Tel Aviv in the first rehearsals in a skin-tight rhinestone fire cat suit, and we'll all go, wow.
Yep, just blow us all away.
Yeah. Is this flawed then?
It's more, I think, not Luca as in like he overall is flawed, but just like him with this song, it just doesn't seem right, and he doesn't seem like ready for it completely.
I think a lot of people are just happy that he's finally getting to go for Switzerland, but the queuing system, it usually when it ends up being your turn to go, you're not going with your best song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm writing that one down as flawed. Moldova, Anna Obadorescu, stay. Who wants in?
Okay, so this is not Moldova. This is like we know and we love Moldova. Moldova send us the big memes. In fact, I've written about this many times about how Moldova really utilizes big memes and using its own national culture together to create a lasting impact on the Eurovision stage. Because let's face it, this is the only time you're ever going to hear of Moldova.
True.
Well, they're not doing that this year. They're aiming for a if Melody Festivalen had an extra layer below, like quarterfinals before the semifinals, this would be something that would come bottom in one of those. It's a kind of Scandinavian by the numbers track that's just it would be mediocre in 2005. Now, it's a sign that Moldova are really are skipping this year effectively.
Yeah. It's just
I felt so bad. I was making a friend of mine listen to the playlist just as punishment in the car the other day. And I actually mixed this up with Serbia, and I would never get a country wrong. And I was so embarrassed afterwards. And she's like, well, I don't care. And I'm like, no, I was wrong.
Okay, and so for that crime of not being distinctive enough from Serbia, Moldova is out. Ireland, the lovely Sarah McTernan with 22, an inoffensive song that didn't do anything wrong to anybody.
I have to say the bass line on this is amazing. So I'm going to put my stake in for the next round, but I am willing to be swayed.
I think it's cute.
It is very cute. I think she deserves a bit more of an impactful song, though.
Her voice is great. Her voice is really interesting, but the song is not really interesting. It's this song is beneath her capabilities.
I think she deserves a bye for having to film that music video where it was essentially just her walking down the beach in Ireland, and it was so windy that she spent half the video holding her ponytail out of her face. She deserves something for that.
Okay, so she's
Ireland has put her through.
Going through to round 2 on the bravery vote.
I was going to say, this is my true neutral. I compare every other song. I either like more or less than this. It's just right in the middle.
It's fine. It's fine, it is.
So, Lena, would you say it's number 22 on your list?
Oh, God, now you're making me do math. No, it's slightly above that.
Oh.
I think it's 20 on my list.
Yeah, so that'll be halfway then. Yeah.
Exactly halfway. Right. Finishing off the, incredible onslaught that is semi-final 2, we have Armenia with Sabuka and Walking Out. Flawed.
Nope.
And straight in there with a nope. Explain to me your nope.
I don't like this song because it purports to be a feminist anthem, and it seems to imply that women who are abused can just walk out and, hey, problem solved, when domestic violence runs so much deeper than that. So it's really a 3-minute kind of tidy solution written by a man, and it just makes me angry every time I hear it.
Sabuka deserves better because Half a Goddess is incredible.
Why would you get someone who is so good at doing these big ethnic pop numbers full of soul and personality and passion and regional identity, and then give her this that looks like she's involved in some kind of brawl in a snooker club.
Well, Armenia, we still don't quite know what you're doing, but we're not having you in round 2. Sorry. Right. What am I writing the flaw down as? Bad feminism? Like, it's more complicated than that? It's more complicated.
Not half a goddess.
No.
Yeah.
None a goddess.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Shall we do some big fives, or shall we go on to the fun semi? Shall we have some...
Big fives?
Let's do the big fives. Woo, woohoo! Okay, let's start out with Spain. Mickey, Lavender.
The main flaw is the fact that we got the opportunity to listen to the previous version of it with more trumpets in it.
Yeah.
If we hadn't had that, it would be absolutely perfect.
The thing is, though, when Lavender comes on, I start pogoing early enough that it doesn't really matter what version of the backing track is on.
Yeah.
To go with that, I'd like to say that when you're watching the live version, Mickey is just a hyperactive little puppy bouncing around the stage, like wagging his metaphorical tail so happily that you fail to notice that the energy isn't quite as much there in the track because he's just bringing it on stage. It's like you're just envisioning a whole host of trumpets everywhere, like trumpets from heaven.
And he's spending...
flute.
Oh.
Goodness gracious, yes.
And a big hello, a big hola to all of Elaine's trumpet fans in Spain. Ganadores!
I really hope that, sorry we're not talking about it, but Slovenia makes it to the final, just so Lavender can go after that, like a punch in the face.
There are so many opportunities for running order fun this year. Right, is Lavender flawless?
I love it. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't float it.
It's going through to round 2. France, Bilal, Roi.
Wow.
Roi.
I was about to say, if Bilal nails the vocals, it could be flawless, but he's got to nail the vocals.
The problem is we don't know what the actual version he's going to sing is yet. We don't actually know it. He's not releasing it till a couple of weeks' time.
Do you think that holding back his revamp is a way to try and build some of the hype train that he lost by being selected so early?
Oh, definitely.
I think for me, the flaw with this is that while the song is lovely, it's not competitive.
Yeah, like Bilal himself is getting a lot of plaudits, and quite rightly so.
Yeah.
But the song itself is, like, I'll admit, I keep getting the refrain looping in my head. I'm not rich, but I'm shining bright. I can't see my kingdom now. But I can't see the rest of the song either in my head. It's just that one bit that really sticks in my head.
I wish they'd given Bilal an up-tempo song. When he was doing the lip syncing at London Eurovision Party, when he came back on and did the lip sync to the Fuego mashup, that was so exciting.
Or his other song, Jaloux, written in response to the hate he was getting. That one, it might not be a sort of bouncy, happy song, but it's got so much energy, and Bilal really thrives on energy because, short of possibly Serhat, I don't know anyone else who is as much of a natural on stage this year as Bilal Hassani.
Yeah. I don't know, have we come down on the side of flawed or not flawed?
I think we think that Bilal is not flawed, but the song choice is flawed.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Song choice. Sorry. Oh, that's sad. Right, but we're glad to have met you, Bilal. Okay, Israel. Kobe Maribi, home.
I mean, this is another one for the so handsome but so boring category.
It's such a shame because I thought the beginning vocals was really captivating. Then as soon as the violin and the orchestra came in, it just lost me.
I also want to say those beginning vocals is the main theme to the Halo series of games. It's if you actually go and listen to the main theme from Halo straight after this, the resemblance is uncanny and very weird.
This song is now irretrievably bound up for me with that wee guy that we were stood in the pit with in Amsterdam, Elaine. The guy who found this song just absolutely hilarious because of Kobe's repeated insistences that he was someone. And
Oh yes, I exist.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
yeah,
I have not faded away. It's a very philosophical song. It's
yeah, the wee
constantly
guy,
reminding yourself that you exist as a physical being.
the wee guy that we were stood with, like his native language was German, and so I guess repeated insistences in English that I exist were hilarious to him. He could not stop laughing, and so
Ich bin's.
yeah. So that's Israel for me. Sorry. Anybody else?
It's a lovely, it's a nice song. I'm not sure if it's a Eurovision song. Again, it's kind of musical theatre. Maybe it's another song in the same musical that Sergei Lazarev is taking part in. And I would like to go and see that musical, but not necessarily from the Tel Aviv Convention Centre.
If we're having loads of musical songs, why isn't somebody doing me a Hamilton?
No.
Well, Mahmoud comes
Because
kind of close.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Lin-Manuel
Matthew's very close.
Miranda isn't like Lin-Manuel Miranda can't enter Eurovision yet. So
Yeah.
if we give him the chance, he will.
I think some like we need to continue this quest to bring Lin-Manuel Miranda to Eurovision because he would love it.
San Marino next year.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
An America's represented San Marino before, 2017, so why not?
Exactly.
Welcome our guest nation for 2020, Puerto Rico.
That would be absolutely rad. Germany, sisters, sister.
Sister.
Do.
It's such a weird.
Aside from the creepy like toy box effect at the beginning, I absolutely love this song. I know it's not one that has a lot of fans out there, but I love the message. I love the way they're screaming in each other's faces. I love the fact that one of them talks about drowning the other one. It's fantastic.
I want to see them for their special cover. It's not a Eurovision song, but I would like to see them sing Alone by Heart right into each other's faces.
Oh, that would be good.
They could tease their hair up and everything. Anybody on Sisters? Tell me about
I
Sisters.
mean, they have a punctuation mark in their name, which is automatic negative points to me, because if it looks like a cat has walked across your keyboard while you're filling in your artist details, that's less appealing. And I keep wanting to say "sters"
Yeah.
instead of
Yeah, like that.
"spangsters" or something.
Don't mess with punctuation. Don't use a glyph if you're not prepared to make the sound that glyph makes.
It makes more sense for them to have used the Spanish exclamation mark from the beginning, where it actually looks like an eye, it's upside down.
Yeah, but then you need the other one. Otherwise, it's like having half
the
a
end.
set of quotation marks, and that's just wrong.
I think maybe they could have just put 5 minutes more thought into their band name.
The only other thing which bugs me about this song is that it reminds me of the song Sisters from the musical White Christmas. So I never know if I'm talking about Rosemary Clooney and Vera Ellen or the two German contestants, because I talk a lot about musicals, so it's very confusing in my house. Let's just put it that way.
It's very confusing in all of our houses. Are we putting Sisters through to the next round?
On the basis of the German national final being full of songs that everyone rated, Ali Ryan's Big Pop Banger, or Lilia Monk's Clouds with her Surprising Surprise, or the bizarre Freddie Mercury song with the worst staged entry of this year with the weird demons in the corner of the screen. And this one, I say, if it's going to win against those, this must have something. this has something. It has something. So
It's through to round 2.
Are
Okay.
they getting rid of that turning table?
They are.
yeah, they're getting rid of it.
Oh, thank God for that. That annoyed me so much because they kept the angles were wrong and some of these you just see the back of their heads as they're singing.
Yeah, don't turn your back to the audience.
Also, those pants, like, I have to say one of the sisters just was wearing the most uncomfortable looking leggings, and I hope that they give her a better costume. It looked like, just, I can't watch the video without going, my God, how can you breathe in those?
It reminds me of because I go to the Edinburgh Festival every year, and it reminds me of like a sketch duo, and they wear black clothes just so that they can wear other stuff on top for characters. That's what it reminds me of.
Ooh, so they're like a blank canvas into which you can read a variety of meanings.
Yeah.
Right, well, more on sisters in round 2. UK, Michael Rice, Bigger Than Us.
I think we already talked about it, haven't we?
Unfortunately, yeah, I kind of dragged it into the Sweden conversation that it's flaws that you don't need 2 of these. So
We put Sweden through, so does that mean this one's knocked out just by default?
Oh.
The thing with this one is, like, it makes me think of young adult fantasy or RPG video games, in the sense of Michael Rice is your young lad who has exceptionally talented powers from a remote rural background, who is going to fight the big quest and desperately trying to go for the glory, despite this humble upbringing and with all of his strength. And it's a really good setup for a story in which Michael Rice would end up winning. But in actuality, he does come across as this is not quite ready yet. He doesn't quite have the professionalism. He's missing the growlith that John Lundvik has.
He's definitely very young for it, yeah.
I get the chosen one comparisons, and he wouldn't be my chosen one in a novel, but at the same time, I think I love his voice. I think he performs this song really well, and I need to have more tales of him going out with Ireland and getting fast food after the show. So if Ireland's gone through, I'd suggest he go through.
To keep Sarah company. All right, okay, he's keeping... Michael and Sarah are both through to round 2, just on sort of friendship grounds. Okay, and finally, in the Big 5 plus host, it's Italy, Mahmood.
Yes.
Soldi.
I can't find any flaws with this, even in
It's
the
perfection.
Eurovision edit. Yeah.
Just dreamy. Absolutely
The
flawless.
edit had the chance to screw it up like they did with Francesco Gabbani, but they preserved the song. They didn't lose any parts of the song, which was the big mistake Oshin Dindeli's Karma did in the edit. Soldi is basically intact. I mean, you've changed the come va, adesso come va. Sorry, it just becomes one single loop, and that still works.
It's kept the journey of the song, which is the most important thing about it, really.
So, Mahmood, straight through to round 2. Nobody's arguing. Okay,
Nope.
now we're going to work backwards through semi-final 1. Brace
Oh, hello.
yourselves. It's the most serene daddy. It's San Marino. It's Serhat. Say no, no, no.
Drive that car right to the final, Sir Hat.
I can't imagine him not going now. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do with the staging, but it's got to be something big if he's closing it.
They have big ideas for the staging. They had big ideas for the staging in 2016. They wanted to use holograms. They weren't able to do it in the end, which is why the staging was ever so slightly lacking. But they'll have been aware of what happened in 2016, and they'll be moving to tackle that.
They'll go for something slightly more within the realms of physically possible.
Yes.
Yes. Serhat driving a car while augmented reality just makes all different landscapes appear around him. Beaches in Israel, San Marinese mountains, Rainbow Road from Mario Kart, whatever.
I would
really
vote for
want
that.
them to stage it like a telethon where Sirhat's phone number is just on the screen. And
Oh my gosh, yes.
and we all get to call him, and then he just tells us like affirmations. That's what I want.
Just ring the phone number and you get Sirhat going, yes, we're going crazy. We can all go crazy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Are you guys all saying that Sirhat's just straight through to round 2?
Yes.
We're pointing a lot of people through to round 2. You need to become much more judgmental.
Oh, don't worry.
Greece.
Oh yeah.
Katerina
Things will pop
Duska.
up.
Better Love.
I get the point of Better Love, but it sounds like it's designed for the Canadian indie charts and not for Eurovision.
That's weird because she's a Canadian indie star.
So Better Love is a really good song. I think everyone was surprised when Greece went with this, because it's not what you expect from Greece. But ever since I've seen it on stage, I have worried because it comes across as slightly anonymous. It doesn't stand out as much despite its technicalities, and I've been really struggling to put my finger on exactly what's lacking. But the spark just doesn't seem to have made it to the stage somehow. Maybe it's because they're missing the whole pink circus.
I don't know what
From
the
the
stage is
music
going to be
video.
like at all. Like, that's one of the few I can't really picture anything at all of what could happen. My mind's sort of thinking, sort of like Time Bell with Apollo because of the music video, just the pink dress. But literally, I can't imagine how you would express this song in the stage.
How would you
I just can't picture it.
How would you emphasize that this song is representing Greece?
Yeah, I always think that like Switzerland and Greece are sort of the wrong way round.
That is a good point.
It feels like Switzerland's song should go to Greece because of the instrumentals.
So we're putting a flaw next to Better Love because we're not sure.
There's just
think
a
we
lack
have
of
to.
there's nothing concrete about it that can secure it. I mean, I get why it's like number one in the Better Gods 2 top semi-final one, but it's just hard to picture anything that could secure that at the moment.
Katerina Duska could bring the stage down at Coachella. Eurovision is not Coachella.
Yeah.
Very different audiences. Right. Portugal. Conan Osiris, Telemovais. I think it's perfect. It entirely achieves its aims.
It's
I have
strange,
to agree.
Yeah, it's strange. I really hated it at first, but that was more because I was in a mood when I first listened to it, rather than anything being bad about the song. And the more I got into it, the more I'm like, oh yeah, I get it. But for a first-time watcher, are they going to get it? That's sort of the problem with it. With the song, it's more other people's problem rather than the song's problem.
So this is very, very art. This is extremely art. This is the most art song that we have this year. It out-arts everything else, and I just keep saying art. Art, 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 art,
Is-
art.
is
How
the
great
most-
thou art, but it's perhaps a little too art for Eurovision. At least in the stage show version it has.
The-
It feels like something to observe in a gallery and go, ooh.
The only
that's
thing
interesting.
that is as remotely art as this that we've had in years was Seuss.
Yeah. Yes.
But
But Seuss
I
felt
think-
more human
Even though
yeah.
it was quite
on
alien.
stage.
Yeah.
I think that the slut dropping Russell Tovey is just going to bring people in, because the first time I heard this song, it was the studio version, and I thought, wow, this is weird, and then it started to grow on me, and then I saw the live performance, and you can't take your eyes off the stage. If we're talking about Eurovision as spectacle, this checks all those boxes. And I think people who think it's weird will also go, well, that's Eurovision, and hopefully vote for it because of that.
Yeah, it seems like something. I don't really like using the term locals, but in a sense, it was something the locals for the UK would be more into as their idea of what Eurovision is.
But sadly, Conan is in what we will have to call the wild semi, and there might be some other people that the locals vote for instead.
Yeah.
That's true. Don't get me wrong. I love this one. I just feel if we're ranking this as a Eurovision entry, it might have slightly overloaded on ideas.
Are we putting
It's too ambitious.
Are we putting this through to round 2 or not then?
Oh, I want to.
Yeah.
I want to as well.
We're doing it because art. Art, damn it. Victor
Art.
Estonia, Victor Krohn, Storm.
This is not.
I'd like to come number one hater on this one, if I may.
You'll have to fight me for it. Okay, why don't you like this?
I think I also want to maybe ask Anne's opinion, because when this was chosen, I had a very visceral, angry reaction to it. And I think that's just because I love Esilo so much and Estonia. And the fact that this is so not Estonia adds onto the anger. But I think also other UK friends of mine were like, oh, this is a fine generic pop song. Whereas I think maybe as an American, because it kind of has that kind of generic American pop song twang, I hate it so much more. And they rhymed this with this, and I think that's just an auto disqualification.
Absolutely. Anne.
A song like this can break a man like this, and when it comes to this, we'll all sound like this.
Anne.
I seem to be one of the few people that actually like it, but I'm very well aware it makes me a basic bitch liking this song, but I totally understand everybody's frustration with it, and it's one of those songs that's just so simple, and then it's such a tough, complicated time. You kind of just need a nice mental break, and that's what this song is for me. It's just a nice mental break from
I don't
noise.
think everybody would have been so angry if this was the Lithuanian song or the Latvian song.
Yeah.
Where's my weirdness?
Esti Lau was a total disappointment this year. Now that we're a month and a half out of Esti Lau, I really like this song, largely because it's comfort food. It's a big pile of mashed potatoes, and I like Stig Rasta, I like mashed potatoes. If this had come from anybody else, I would be hating it. But I think that it's just so bland that I can't help but be sucked into Victor's leather-jacketed smile.
Yeah.
I don't think it should go through to the second round because it is, as Josie said, the basic bitch of songs. It's the pumpkin spice latte of songs. But I will admit to liking it.
Also,
We've got
serious
mashed
question.
potatoes. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Serious question to the room. Who died and made Stig king? When did that happen?
He won.
Lena,
He
really.
won Estonian Strictly Come Dancing. But my message to Stig is.
But every year he's got something.
My message to Stig is, if you like Eurovision that much, just ask the delegation. I'm sure they'll sort you out with a D badge every year. Like, you don't have to do this to yourself. You can just go.
Yeah.
We'll hang out with you.
Okay, Stig has earned my undying love for giving me Jury Pootsman's play.
Oh, that's a high five. That's a big clap for me. Exactly.
So, Stig can come back with something subpar because I know he's got Jury Pootsman's play in him.
But Estilol is supposed to weed out Stig's less good work.
Yeah, I have to say, I loved Istilal 2016. It had so many great songs. I Were Experiment with Patience, for example. Palmupili Hulis as well. And such a Play was nowhere near the best song, and I could tell it was going to win, and I wasn't surprised when it crashed and burned in Stockholm. It's just flavorless. It's okay, so you've got your big plate of mashed potatoes, and that's going to fill you up. But when I'm thinking, what do I want to eat tonight? Do I want to eat those potatoes, or do I want to eat something with flavor, something memorable? I'm going to pick the Hoppin' John stew every time over mashed potatoes. And I think Europe will as well, because we have the true art of Conan Osiris coming after this. And what do we have coming before this?
Stop it, Elaine.
Let's hold
Stop
on
it,
that.
Elaine.
Yeah.
Stop it.
I think, Elaine, the one thing is, the problem is that this year's Esti Lau, none of the good stuff went to the final.
Yeah.
German
What
cats.
do we have Pretty Little Liars, the only other thing I really liked was Inger, and Inga, and that was they weren't getting sent.
No. It was when they ended up with the all-male super final that I just went, okay, Estonia, I'm looking elsewhere this year for my passion.
Yeah.
I definitely had that feeling as well, just a moment of, because it was around the time where we were just sort of noticing, oh, there's going to be quite a lot of men this year.
Yeah.
And we were just like, oh, not again.
I mean, I love Thirst Vision, don't get me wrong, but...
Right, okay, and continuing our themes of this is the Wild Semi and also Thirst Vision, it's Iceland, Hattery Sigra.
Yeah, straight through the next round.
All right, straight through.
Yeah.
Flawless, okay, does what it says on the tin. Australia, Kate Heidke-Miller, Zero Gravity.
Again, I think Australia had better songs, and then we just kind of did this. I don't know why it doesn't move me. It just, I don't know.
What I would have done is I would have taken the version that competed in Australia Decides as a demo, and then I would have turned it into a hands in the air, whooping, hollering dance floor filler.
Or like the Seventh Heaven remix, that's really good.
Yes.
I've been listening to that loads.
Yeah, that is the true version of Zero Gravity.
So my experience with Zero Gravity is that every time I heard it in people's tops on YouTube, it would play the little operatic bit in the chorus.
Yeah.
And I just thought, this is grating on me, this is irritating. But whenever I actually listen to the song, you've got the cool electropop in the verses that I really, really like and really stick to, and it makes the opera in the chorus much less problematic, I think. So I've actually grown on this a lot.
It does take me on a journey, and I would be willing to put it through to round 2, even though it's not 2000 and whatever.
I just think it's a bit like Malta. It has a no chorus problem.
Yeah.
No chorus is a crime, actually. If it's not got a chorus, we can't put it through.
I don't think you can put it through. I think the Queen of the Night isn't a chorus. It's just is.
All right, okay. Goodbye, Australia. We'll see you again. Georgia, Otto Nemsadze, Soltsiniari. I mean...
So the best thing about Otto is that he has very comfortable knitwear that he wears on stage.
Oh, he looks like he's doing an All Saints campaign, doesn't he?
He always looks, I'm always like, oh, where can I buy that cardigan? And if that's what I'm seeing, that speaks to a real problem with his song, in that I like his sweaters better than I like his song.
This has another sort of nationalistic vibe to it, but if I were to compare it with Albania, because I brought it up there, Albania seems more like from the heart, whereas this seems more just angry.
Yeah, if Albania's song is sort of pensive and sort of elegiac, then Georgia's song is quite just sort of bombastic.
The staging they had for the national final, if you can call it a national final, it was Pop Idol back again. Was Georgian flags all over the stage, just everywhere. It was slightly uncomfortable, the combination of the Georgian flags and Otto's really intense, passionate singing. It's very sort of almost like a national anthem performance.
Yeah, it's strange. It's supposed to be about Abkhazia, isn't it? But the Georgian flag's everywhere. Abkhazia has its own flag, so I don't
The
know.
breakaway nation of Abkhazia has its own flag, but if Georgia wants Abkhazia to be Georgia, then it's got Georgian flags, and
So
that's
I don't know what it's-
political. Sorry, Leonora.
For me, this song, I didn't like it until I looked up the English translation of the lyrics. And it was a song about the importance of song and remembering one's traditions and remembering one's folklore. But again, it's still not strong enough to get me over the comfortable, chunky knits that he wears.
He's no ethno jazz bandirayo for me.
Yeah, definitely not. Those guys were amazing.
Yeah, just astonishing, perfect every time. Right, Otto,
The closest. Sorry.
I can't put a name to your flaw, but I can't put you through to the second round. Just nope. Belgium, Elliot, wake up.
Oh God! All right.
I quite like this song actually, and he seems very sweet, but he just doesn't have the oomph to get it there. You know.
If he had more oomph, do you think he'd be able to rescue that chorus?
Yeah, I do. I've woken up with it in my head multiple mornings now, and I'm like, yeah, I did come to fight over you. But then seeing him at the parties and stuff, I just think he's just gonna get completely lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
Look, I went in on Malta for having a chorus where it just loses all the power, and I love Malta's song. This has the same problem, but
It does, yep.
just don't love it as much. The chorus just feels copied and pasted in from some different project, as if they hit the deadline and had to submit something immediately, so they just mashed things up and hoped people wouldn't notice.
It's a placeholder of a chorus. The real chorus should have gone in later. Goodbye, Belgium.
I get a bit of a Sting vibe from Elliot, and that just makes me recoil every time. Like, I love Belgium. They usually send amazing stuff, but I don't want a Sting clone.
Less of a sting and more of a rash.
It's so disappointing because maybe I hyped Belgium up too much because I loved City Lights. It was my favourite song of 2017, and I was really expecting Wallonia Belgium to bring it in again, and this just fell flat.
Yeah, especially when you know it's the City Lights songwriter, and then you get the intro, and you're like, oh my God, we're doing this again. We're doing this. The verse, oh my God, we really are doing this. Then, oh no, the chorus, we're not doing this. Right, let's Serbia. Nevena Bozovic, Kruna. Does the Serbia-Moldova confusion work both ways and knock both of them out?
I mean, if I gotta say yes, but
This is a better song than Moldova's,
I agree. Yeah.
and she sings better. She's got a great voice.
She's got a great voice, but the song is not memorable.
No.
Like, I can remember maybe one snatch of it, but I could not tell you until it's actually playing. Oh yeah, this is Serbia.
If you said to me that Serbia's got a ballad, I think back on the ballads Serbia have sent in the past with Željko or with Maria, which they won with, Molitva. And I go, oh, I love these Serbian ballads. They're just magical. They're just so powerful and emotional. This is anonymous.
And it's not going to be like Nova Deka, which grew on me through rehearsals in Lisbon. I'm not going to be able to give it that many chances.
There's no magical flute man.
Oh yes.
In fact, now all I can hear in my head is Nova Deka. Yeah, Raven, folk Raven. So Serbia falls for the crime of not being memorable enough.
Yeah.
Alas, Serbia. Belarus, Zena, like it?
No.
You don't like it?
I don't like it. I don't like being demanded to like it. Yes, I'm not gonna like it. I think the issue I have here is that there's a lot going on in this song, and Xena doesn't quite deliver all of it. Like when she talks about it's up to you, karma, that whole thing gets lost. She doesn't punch the choruses, she doesn't punch all the things, and for the longest time, I swore she was singing, "Is he gonna like it?" versus "Yes, you're gonna like it."
Oh my gosh, I thought that is what she was saying.
So
Oh, I thought he was saying that as well.
I
Singing, yeah.
Yeah. The lyrical indistinctness is a huge problem. It could do with having maybe 20% fewer words in it.
Yep.
So, yeah, too many words. Sorry, Xena. Hungary, Yotzi Papai, Azenapam.
Such a sweet
So-
song,
It's
but it's just
lovely.
not Origo, which is not. It's not nice to say, but there's just nothing that particularly like. There's no oomph to it in that sense compared with Origo. But obviously, this is this year, and it's in this selection of songs, but also in this final, in the semi. I don't know. I do worry that Hungary won't stand out that much.
Hungary not qualifying is sort of unthinkable.
Yeah.
They always sneak, like Serbia actually, they do tend to always sneak through.
But I have to say, last year, as much as I really love RVS, and I'm so glad they made it through to the final, they did only narrowly ahead
Yeah.
of Latvia.
Yeah.
What a shame.
But this doesn't have the polarizing. This is, if anything, it's not polarizing enough.
Yeah.
Origo,
If you got Iceland and Portugal in the semi as well, and also Australia really, then
and Tulia.
Antulia, yes,
This is an album track.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think it's fair to judge Josie Popeye based on the overall Adal field this year, but I'm going to do it anyway because there was so much good stuff coming out of Adal, and to have it come down to Josie Popeye because of potentially name recognition is disappointing. So many good songs got knocked out in earlier rounds, and I don't know what they're putting in the Hungarian jury's food, but it is just it was my most disappointing national final this year.
If you're going to come back to Eurovision, give us a reason why you've come back. I don't think Joshai has.
Yeah. Sadly, this is just not Origo. Czech Republic, Lake Malawi, friend of a friend.
I love it so much.
I am hating it less as the days go by, but I'm not round to love yet.
I wish I could just erase the first verse and you know the talking I'm speaking about, and just do the chorus like 3 more times, then I would be like, yeah, let's do that.
You see, normally I am a sucker for a talky bit in a song, but the talky bit has to not make me cringe myself inside out.
I just think that's the key. That's the flaw. You can't get past that.
She was my neighbor.
Hey, how many of you can do really good Prague accents?
I love it so much. I feel like the problem is that I go into Michael Caine after that, and I was like, she was my neighbor when we were 13. We were only 13. You weren't supposed to blow the bloody doors off. And then I just get derailed. So
That's a really good impression, by the way.
thank you very much. I've been working on my British accent. Yeah, I know it's really tops just up there.
So, Lake Malawi are not making it through. I'm sorry, Anne.
It's fun. It's fun.
It's fun.
I-
It is fun.
Yeah, I know that it's a controversial song. I know that people get skeeved out by the, like, sounds like you and me when we're making love. I get that people don't like the faux Cockney accent, so I can understand its flaws, even though to me, Lake Malawi is perfect.
Like just you saying those that lyric to me just made me do a whole body cringe. I'm so sorry.
Okay, that its flaw is cringing. Okay. Slovenia, Zala Gasper, Sebi.
Aww.
I think this, again, like Portugal, this 100% achieves what it sets out to do.
I don't like it.
Ooh, okay, let's go into that.
So it's very much, it's got absolutely nothing to do with the song. The song is definitely good. It's her singing voice. It really grates me. Dan, that's this is why I don't really talk about it, because I know that that's such a personal problem of mine rather than just a problem with the song. So that's sort of my thing with it, yeah.
But if that's the case for 20% of people listening to the song, then that is quite a big flaw.
I think that the problems people have with the use of the term making love in Lake Malawi's song are the problems that I have with Zala and Gasper. Like, when I see them perform, I feel like I've walked in a place where I shouldn't be, like your roommate, but they forgot to put the sock on the door or something, and I'm like, oh, sorry, and it's just the intimacy there that makes me feel like I'm watching something I shouldn't be, in a really shameful way.
Very rarely do we see such authentic straights on the Eurovision on stage.
I actually made a comment about that, and people really laid into me on Twitter. I didn't realize there was such defense of being like, hey, street people can have fun too. And I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't realize this was an endangered group.
But yeah, it does feel like we're intruding, like we're maybe getting in the way of having them having their first kiss or something, and maybe we ought to look away. But the sense of that moment, that might be quite theatrical. I don't know.
How old are
It certainly
they?
comes across better than Tukanshan did.
Yeah, they don't look like brother and sister.
I was just waiting for Amaya to swallow Alfred's head whole, because he just kept inching closer and closer to her mouth. But this one, it's just, yeah.
It just feels like teenage infatuation. That's why I was asking how old they were. They must be like early 20s, something like that.
Yeah, he just turned like 23.
Okay, so it's like my age then.
Oh,
Fair
bless them. Are we putting this through or not?
Well, I mean, that's more up to you guys, I think, than me. Because I know that my personal problem with it is very much a personal problem with it.
I'm tempted to not put it through.
I mean, I agree.
I like it. I like it. It feels like one of my Istilal beautiful babies has finally made it to Eurovision for Slovenia somehow. But I don't see this as having the magic it really needs when we get there. It's like I say, it's too intimate.
Yeah, they're not going to put like a giant 3D celestial psychedelic experience over it to make it into. Like, I'm essentially imagining Mick Padia's Sice staging. That would be what they would do.
Exactly. And I wish we had Sice.
Oh, Mick. Right. Poland, Tulia, Palise.
Love it.
Did you know that none of the singing members of Tulia actually wrote it?
Really?
Yeah. It's for random other people who aren't in the band. Which I was very shocked. I was going through, like, looking at which acts actually had their songwriters on stage and which acts had, like, co-writes and things. And I was very surprised to find that Tulia hadn't written this.
It's interesting you assume that they would have done. Why do you think that was the case?
I assumed that they would have done because they sound like an indie band.
Yeah.
Like, I do actually, this has grown on me a lot since I first heard it, and I do love the video where they just end out that bed on fire, and I just love it. But I guess I know this is the style of singing, it is what it is, but I do wish they got to do just a little bit of harmony at the end or something would just make it that little more for me.
it's. I know that the style is to do the white voice, as they call it, all the way
Right.
through, but it is maybe something for competition that you would use as a seasoning rather than the whole dish.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like it. I like that noise, and I didn't. Maybe it's sort of saying something about my own roots and musical history, but I didn't even notice there was anything odd about the style of singing.
Yeah.
For most people, until I saw people all over my Twitter stream going, "But why are they screeching?" And while it doesn't bother me in the slightest, I quite like the sound. It just bothers so many people that it's unavoidable.
So I think, sadly, the main feature is also the main flaw. But we've got a lot of other divisive stuff that we've put through without question.
Yeah.
I think we have to put Tulia through.
It's just it's definitely out there enough. It's interesting enough, and we need a bit of like rock, well, indie, whatever this is.
This is
in
I will
the
say-
only thing that's here for the guitar people this year.
Yeah, well,
yes.
their voices sound almost like an electric guitar solo.
Yeah,
I will
they do.
I will say briefly that despite having seen all these people talking about why are they screeching, I think out of all the acts this year, Tulia are the ones who have come out best from their various pre-party performances, because I'm just seeing so many people going, well, I didn't get this until they performed, and now I do, and now I quite like this.
Which I find strange.
so-
I don't know what exactly about the performance makes it different from the studio cut.
They move around
They are a
slightly more.
performance.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Okay.
They are a performance.
And here is Finland. Darude. Look away.
You
It's
don't bring
main
Darude
crime.
and then give him a downer of a song. Also, my look away dance has not caught on with the masses yet, so
How does it
I
go?
have a little
Please
personal
describe
grudge
it
about this.
awkwardly.
So my friend Colin started doing this at London Eurovision party, and he's like, every time Sebastian sings "Look Away," you look away, and it's a great dance move. It's super and easy to do, and yet, nope, didn't catch on. The choreography could be amazing. Nope, nothing. We get a woman in a green top dancing on a box, and Darude, who is super charismatic and super fun, is just kind of stuck there with his little soul patch, you know, giving us a high five and a hang 10 every so often.
It is close to working on many levels, but fails to tip over the mark on any of them.
So
think
you've got
it's the-
Darude, the great DJ, and so you need a vocalist, because obviously everything comes down to the vocalist when you go to Eurovision. So why have Sebastian? His vocals. This is a song that he wrote, and his vocals are still a little bit all over the place here.
Because he's Darude's dad friend.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, is that what it is?
banter.
Oh,
Darude is his own dad friend, isn't he?
They are together.
Together they are dad friends. You know, it's
Together they are Bantosaurus Rex and the Archbishop of Banterbury. They are just so very, very banter when they're together.
they are having a lads weekend 20 years late.
They're like
know what makes
brothers who really get on.
Yeah.
The uncles. There's the uncles.
Oh my God, when Uncle Sebastian comes round. Anyway. Oh.
And Uncle Darude.
Oh my God, imagine if Darude was your uncle.
that sounds delightful.
Yeah.
That would
Have
be-
a little party
Yeah,
every birthday.
marvellous. Right, I'm so enchanted by the idea of Uncle Darude that I don't know whether to put this through or not.
I just
No,
think I know
okay.
it's very basic bitch, but like the flaw is not Sandstorm the end.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
Sandstorm.
It's Sebastian for me.
Yeah.
It is Sebastian, yeah.
Okay, I think we
When
can...
a DJ act makes you miss the charisma of Gromy, then you've got a problem.
Can we just have some DJs at Eurovision who don't give off dad vibes?
Problem is, most of the DJs that were popular around Darude's time are dads now. They're all in their 40s and 50s. So
This is why we need
Only we had some other DJs.
some young, exciting ones. Montenegro, Demol, Heaven. Yes, the idea of putting this through to round 2 is laughable, but why?
We've been talking about, like, basic bitches of songs, and this is, like, the theater kid basic bitch of songs. Everybody in
It's
this-
theater church camp.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say it's
like,
very
well,
like
literally.
it's like what I said earlier about Sweden being very preachy. This is church camp.
They're
Preachy.
gonna tell me that God loves me and ask me to pray some aspect of my personality away. I'm not buying it.
Don't appreciate it.
Can you imagine, like, the end part of this going on a vacation with D-Mall and how horrible it would be, like, stuffed with outdoor activities, and they'd make you do mandatory fun things, and everybody would have to wear matching clothes? Like, D-Mall is my idea of hell.
Well, it's more
On
like
stage.
Mormon sort of stuff, isn't it? Actually, than
Ooh.
Christian.
I mean, on stage and in their music video, it all comes across as sort of a young couple in love, just doing all this super cheesy romantic things. But there's 6 of them.
It's polyamorous.
Well, that's just it.
Like,
Exactly.
I think they gotta-
It comes across as, and when I think of the whole kind of super cheesy happiness vibes, and the fact there's so many of them, and it makes me think of the Care Bears.
oh, I wasn't expecting you to go there, but you did.
No.
Well, Montenegro are not through to round 2. We've got the last song, Cyprus, Tamta, Replay.
I love this, so...
Me too. I actually quite like it. I'm sorry.
I like it. It references an 808 as well, so, I like that.
Heartbeats like an 808.
Elaine, you're going to have to stop singing. We don't pay PRS.
That's a very niche reference, isn't it? For a song like this.
Yeah, that is like the songwriter saying hello, I think. Was saying, hey, I'm in here.
I know music, obviously.
So, it is Fuego-like. We have to address this point. But
Oh,
I don't
very
see that
much.
as a problem.
No, I don't
I-
either.
Yeah, I mean, A, Fuego was a great song. Why can't we have more of it? B, if we're criticizing this for sounding Fuego-like and we're not criticizing Luca Hannay, then
Yep.
it chafes. It chafes me.
I liked
Yeah.
I liked my pineapple pudding last year, and I want a second helping. Well, that's silenced everybody. So, are we putting Tamta through? We have to put Tamta through, I think.
I think so,
Yeah.
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 Right, I'm going to do a quick sort by column flaws. Okay, so 11 songs qualified for round 2. We have Albania, Norway, Sweden, Ireland, San Marino, Portugal, Iceland, Poland, Cyprus, Italy, UK, Germany, and Spain. I don't know how we're going to sort this.
No.
Shall we do it Gerber Sorter style? And we'll pair them off and see who wins.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
an
Death
excellent
match.
idea,
Death match.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, we're going to do the death match because this is the Bank Holiday Battle Royale, and we all need to go out and enjoy the sunshine. Okay, the first Battle Royale, so I'm taking them, the top one and the bottom one, in alphabetical order. First Battle Royale, Albania versus Spain. Least flaws.
Spain.
Oh,
Spain.
oh. I love Yonida. I love Albania's song.
But you will also
If I didn't
pogo.
know the backgrounds of both songs, I'd be bouncing around all over the room to Spain, and Albania's song, I'd be thinking, this is nice. So I'm so sorry, Yonida.
Okay, Germany versus Norway. Wow.
Norway.
Oh God.
Norway.
Oh, Norway. It's got to be Norway.
Yeah, right. Norway, dead easy. UK versus Sweden. I swear I didn't fix this.
It's the matchup we deserve.
I say UK, and that's not me being patriotic or anything.
Okay, so we've got one
I'm
vote for
going to
the
say
UK.
Sweden.
2 votes.
I'm going to say Sweden for the
Sweden.
divas.
Yeah, I'm saying
going to
Sweden.
say Sweden because a woman moved from the United States to Sweden and gave up her job simply to be the backing vocalist for John Lundvik. So I want to reward that kind of dedication.
I mean, she won. She got out of Trump's America. I mean, that's the dream.
Yeah.
That's the power of Eurovision. Okay, Italy versus Ireland.
Italy.
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 No
Italy,
question.
Yeah.
Okay, San Marino versus Cyprus.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Ooh.
This is killing my darlings.
Oh.
I can't believe I'm going to say this because people will be very angry, but I'm going to have to go with Cyprus here. The song is an absolute banger. I sing it more than I do Serhat. And Serhat wrote Say Na 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 in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes that comes through a little bit.
Okay, I do love Serhat's song, and I love Serhat's character and what Serhat does, but we have to say, he does not have the greatest singing voice. It doesn't matter, but he does not have the greatest singing voice. And when
So-
he's up against an 808,
The 808.
I mean, if we're just going on sheer iPod plays, it's going to have to be a Cyprus from me as well.
Yeah, Cyprus.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah, we've got an odd number. So the last duel is Tulia versus Conan Osiris. Poland versus Portugal.
well, that's interesting.
Oh, man.
I think Portugal for me.
Portugal from me.
Ooh. It doesn't feel like... That's hard, because I listen to Poland more than Portugal, but I do like them equally for very different reasons. So it's... Portugal.
I would say Poland.
Ooh.
I'm saying Portugal. Right,
I just
I'm
love
outvoted,
those
I think.
fuzzy outfits. I want to raid Conan's closet more than I want to raid Tulia's closet.
Oh my god, yes. He probably has so many just trench throws and big sneakers. Oh, yes.
Yes. Right, okay. Round 3 is now down to 7 songs. Sorry, right, so Hattery ended up getting a bye. That's not going to happen this time. So we're going to do... I'm going to have to do Hattery versus... Iceland versus Spain.
Iceland.
That's
Iceland.
It's cruel, isn't it? It's cruel, but we're getting down to the good
so
ones.
cool. Oh, Iceland.
I think Iceland have to win over Spain, I think. For me.
Yeah, in
both
terms
very
of what they
different
bring to the
moods.
contest, I think.
Spain is a wonderful, fun dance party song, but we've had those at Eurovision before.
Yeah.
True.
We've never had a Hatari before, and I want that.
No.
I want it more than I've wanted anything in my life.
It's kind of laughable that they're in the same competition, really.
Yeah.
Okay, Norway versus Italy. I am so sorry.
Italy. It's got
I'm sorry, it's got to be Italy.
for me.
Still Italy, yep.
Okay,
Yeah. Oh God.
we are now starting
Italy.
to feel...
It's just
I'm
the
fe-
mention of Jackie Chan. I just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jackie Chan Ramadan.
Yes.
Yeah.
For me, this is very similar to the last matchup in the fact that there's a song that I really like and really enjoy, and then there is a song I just think is amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Sweden versus Cyprus.
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 Okay. Oh, Conan ended up getting a bye in that round. So we're now down to 4. We're now down to Portugal, Iceland, Cyprus, Italy.
Ooh.
Are we going to play these off against each other? Because I'm going to make you pick between Portugal and Iceland.
Oh,
That's cruel.
Iceland.
That is
it's
Iceland.
cool, but
Iceland.
Iceland.
Still Iceland, yeah.
Iceland. Yeah.
Because Hattery sell their art, Conan just displays the art. I think it's not
As of now, yeah.
successful.
Yeah, as of now, by the time this is out, Hattery may definitely be selling out. So, Italy versus Cyprus.
Italy.
Italy.
Yeah.
Italy. I love Cyprus, but Italy.
Yeah.
So the grand final is Italy versus Iceland.
Which is my top two. That's
which
hilarious.
Me too, also, yeah.
Same.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, and it's almost like I fixed the format so that this would happen. But guys, Soldi versus Hatton-Sigra. I just can't do it. I can't do it.
Can we go one at a time?
All right, okay, you first, Elaine.
Okay. I think in terms of the narrative around the song, in terms of the history, in terms of recent years, I'm going to have to go with Mahmoud. Because I just think that the story of Mahmoud winning would be absolutely brilliant. And I think Iceland coming second would... It's the year ending in a 9. It fits.
Yeah, okay. Josie.
Oh, I'm going to have to say Italy because it's pretty much what Elaine said. It's just the narrative, the story is just so right for both of the songs have the right story for today.
Yeah.
They have the story that people should be hearing. But I guess in terms of the context of the contest and what happened in Italy, the reaction that Mahmoud got when he won, it's more of an FU if he won. So, Italy.
Anne.
I'm going to go with Iceland. Not just because I prefer colder climates to warmer climates, and I'm thinking about traveling next year, but because for me, the staging of Hatari is what takes it to the next level. When Mahmoud is on stage, he's captivating, his song is fantastic, he's got a great story. I agree with everything that both Elaine and Josie said, but when it comes down to watching Hatari on stage, there is so much to take in. It's a complete and total assault on the senses, and I leave delighted every time.
So Iceland. Lena.
Yep.
Yeah, not to make this, Eurovision, everyone agrees, gal pal hour, but exactly what everyone says completely true. And I actually watched the slog through all 5 nights of San Remo, and I love the clapping, but Eurovision is a visual medium, and I'm just not 100% sure what they're going to do for Mahmoud. It could go either way, and I just think Hattori is they delivered, for me at least, like a perfection with the song and the visual and the dancers, so for me it's going to have to be Iceland.
That means we have 2 on Italy and 2 on Iceland, giving me the casting vote. Who could have thought it could possibly come down to this? I am going to go... So if this is the top 2 on the night, I will be overjoyed. But I'm going to give the win to Italy just because it would piss so many fash off. It would be lovely.
Yeah, not mad at it. I'm still going Italy 2020.
Yeah, and just give me a little bit more time. Well, if Hattori don't win Eurovision, there is some chance that we may get tickets to see them ever again.
And there we have it. That was the result of the very first Uncommon Framework Bank Holiday Battle Royale. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you very